Being a trapper, I have a real soft heart for the moose. I mean, a trapper's cabin is not complete without a big set of bull moose antlers, you know, right there over the door as you would go inside. Shiras moose is on draw systems. It's tricky because you got to draw a tag. And sure enough, 7 years, I drew a tag. I got to looking around and I found an outfitter named Bob Barlow. And to go to his website and see the literal hundreds of moose that he's taken and guided with the successful clients is amazing. Yeah, I got your catalog and I've called a few guys and it looks pretty good. When do you think's a good time to come? When you got an opening?
Tom, I'd like you to be here the 1st October, right in the middle of the rut.
October sounds good, actually. Lo and behold, Bob was a trapper and had my old trapping videos from the 1980s and was a huge fan. I was just so fortunate. And he said, get out here, we're going to get you on a big Shiras moose. And so sure enough, when season came around, I was able to go out to Wyoming and get set up with Bob.
You guys are going to load up here and head up Snake River Canyon, and we got a couple good bulls located that we've seen this summer, and Jason's going to be your guide. And
hunting Shiras moose is becoming a pretty big problem in a lot of areas. Unfortunately, the wolves are feeding on moose in Montana, Wyoming. It's becoming a real problem. I've got friends in Wyoming now that some of the best moose areas there is none.
In that part of the country, the mountains are fairly steep, and it's cattle country and it's cowboy country. And so you're going to use a horse. And I'm not a big horse guy. Pack trips and horseback hunts are not my favorite. I've done several. But Bob Barlow's situation, the area that we were hunting, horseback was the perfect scenario for us to hunt.
I definitely heard a bull grunt up there. Let's see, I don't know how big he is, but we'll investigate.
The area that we were hunting, the Shiras moose lives in a fairly small territory. I mean, these valleys and these mountains are so steep, and these beaver ponds and flowages are so compact that these moose live in a really compact, small area. So if there's a bull moose and some cows, they don't really travel very far. Ooh. 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 It's interesting how the hunt went down. As we're coming back down, we're trying to get back out of the mountains before dark. We were getting close to that area where that moose was, and we could hear that moose calling. So we got in a situation where the cameraman and the cameraman on that trip was Jeff Parker. We got off our horses and tied up, and then we moved into a spot where we thought would be good, and the guide that was on that hunt, he kind of circled around to see if he could spot this bull. Well, Parker and I waited about 15 or 20 minutes, and we hadn't seen anything. We hadn't heard the guide. We didn't know what was going on. It was getting later, and all of a sudden we heard a breaking of a branch. And what had happened was the guide, as he went around on the top of the hill to kind of glass and look for the bull, had bumped it, and it ran down right into where we were. And all of a sudden, here's the Shiras moose right there.
The bull was at a steep quartering away angle, and I had a lot of sticks between me and the target. As I shot, the arrow deflected, hitting the bull in the rump. Not the best case scenario.
Yes! Totally unready. No head net, just chilling. Jason called it. He said, just sit tight, these moose might come back. He goes up on the hill to glass. I hear a branch break, I look up. There he is. I didn't have time to laser him. I didn't even have my rangefinder with me. No backpack, nothing. About a 35-yard shot.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sign. I think you'll have some meat for the freezer.
And there's a lot of good sign here.
When you're a bow hunter, that's best case scenario. Anytime you make a shot, you've got to watch where the arrow hits, and the last place you see that animal leave is very important. It was pretty easy for this big bull moose because he's jet black and moving through this timber. It was easy to see where he stopped and waited and then worked down this trail. And he's leaving us a really good trail of sign. Hopefully we'll find him soon.
Right there. You got your bull. He's right there. Good job.
Thank you very much, man.
You're welcome. Good shot.
He's down.
Yep, good job.
Man, this is some rough country, let me tell you. Man, he's a nice one. Look at this. My Shiras bull right here. What an incredible hunt, an incredible place. This is one of the hardest bull moose to get. And what a place to come and get them, right here just south of Yellowstone Park. One thing I learned on this trip is just don't give up on your archery hunting. You know, I tried to get in on this bull, 2 cows took him away, but then we decided to sit down, wait a little bit, you know, move in a little bit more, and sure enough, we hear branches breaking and he comes right back into the same area. 35-yard shot, he doesn't make it to right here. Thank you very much, Jason.
You're welcome.
What an incredible hunt, man.
That's a good bull.
It was a real nice bull. He didn't have any fronts. He only had, you know, his pans on the side, which is kind of different. It's actually a unique mount. Shiras moose is a specialty animal. Not a lot of guys have a Shiras moose in their trophy room, but if you want to go after the Super Slam, you've got to have a Shiras moose, and it's a tough tag to draw. Hunting moose, any kind of moose, is a lot of fun, and the specialty of hunting a Shiras moose is really neat.